Today is everyone's favorite video, our free seed giveaway. All right, it's 2020 and we're starting off another great season of growing in our garden and having the best garden channel here on YouTube. And obviously that's a fun little name we've named our channel, but really the best garden is your garden, and we're wanting to help you to do as great of a job as you can growing out your garden. And part of that is that each year we offer a free seed giveaway to help you to have some seeds just to get growing. And you know, our next video, we're going to be posting a lot of exciting other ways that you can have a cheap garden. So if you're just getting started out and you want to garden cheaply, make sure to stay tuned to watch that, and do get these free seeds. If you live in the United States, this seed giveaway is open to United States subscribers to this channel. So I hope you enjoy it. And let's go ahead and get started talking a little bit about it. Right here, I actually have the heirloom seed collection from Baker Creek. One lucky commenter on this video will receive this heirloom seed collection. And so we'll go through that throughout this video a little bit just to talk about it. And also throughout this video, I'm going to talk about the 4 types of seeds that I am giving away in this seed giveaway. But before we get to that, I want to say that one of those 4 will only be for those individuals who sign up for our email newsletters, and I'll have a link below to do just that. And when you send in your envelope, I will try to match it to those people who have signed up online at that link. You can help me out by adding a star, and when we go over to the envelope, I'll show you where to put that star. But anyhow, that will be one of the seed varieties that we will be growing that's just available to those people who are subscribers to our email account. Just trying to build that out. Now, in case you're worried I'm going to be spamming you all the time, for those who signed up last year for the email account, I don't think you've even received a single email. So you might be wondering, hey, are you actually going to send anything? Well, we will, but rarely, because I'm not big on sending lots of emails to people. We might try to get into a little bit of a routine of sending once a month or something like that, maybe a little bit more during peak gardening season, but I don't want to spam you. I just think that's a good opportunity so we aren't entirely dependent on YouTube as the only way to get a hold of you if for some reason we want to get a hold of you. So here we go with the free seed giveaway. What you will do, if you aren't familiar, many of you I know are very familiar with this, but we'll do a self-addressed stamped envelope. So what that means is you're going to put your name and your address on an envelope, and you're going to put a stamp at the top of that envelope. And then for the return address, you can put your own address or you can put my address. This will be the envelope, though, that is actually mailing back to you. So even if you don't want to put a return address, it's not critical, of course, that you do, but you never know if something could go on in the mail, and all things being equal, it coming back to me might be good. If for some reason it got ripped open and lost seeds or something, I'd then know it and be able to get you some new seeds, hopefully. But there is what you're going to do. You're going to fold this up, and then you're going to put it inside of another envelope. And I originally had tried filming myself writing this out, but I apparently had a problem with the actual filming. So when I was doing that, I realized that my handwriting was nearly illegible. So I rewrote the address here, but let's go ahead and through it. Go ahead and do free seed giveaway, Best Garden Channel, P.O. Box 23442, Overland, that's Overland, Park, P-A-R-K, Kansas 66283. And then you'll put a stamp on this as well. And then once that is stamped and this other one is stamped, you'll stuff this other one down inside of this one. And you might want to fold it here just to make it fit. Like that. And you'll seal it. put it in the mailbox, and send it to me. And I'll make sure to have the stamp or the seeds that we're giving low enough weight that they come back to you with just the one stamp. Some of you have been extremely generous in sending in seeds along with your envelope, and I know that I haven't actually put up videos of growing those out, and I'm sorry about that, but I do really appreciate it. It's very kind for those of you that did choose to do that, but obviously it's not an expectation that you do that. This is a giveaway, but if you do want to do that, I will make every effort this year to actually grow them out and record growing them out so that we can see some of these unique varieties that people have sent me. So feel free to do that, but obviously it's not at all required. This is a giveaway for my subscribers to appreciate you tuning in to watch what we're showing on the channel. So you don't feel like you have to do that, but it is greatly appreciated. I do want to thank those of you that have, and we'll do a better job hopefully in the future of actually growing those out and showing the grow out of those. So that aside, let's get right to it. This is the heirloom seed collection from Baker Creek. This will be given out to one of the commenters below, and we'll go through everything that's in that through this video. But before we do that, let's go ahead and talk about that first variety that is just going to be available to people that sign up for the email list, and that will be the Abe Lincoln tomato. Now, the Abe Lincoln tomato is kind of a medium-sized tomato that grows in clusters. It's got a bright red color on it, and it is a supposedly very good tomato. I haven't myself tried it yet, so I'll be growing it with you for the first time this year as well. So that's the first variety that is open to all US subscribers. That particular one, though, is only for people that sign up for an email. And I just want to say with that, this is again, that envelope, I'll be cross-checking to make sure you have signed up, but it would help me a lot to identify if you are looking for that additional seed. Actually, let's put it on this outer envelope. Just go ahead and put a star next to the free seed giveaway if you are an email subscriber, and then I'll know to look for your name on the list of people that signed up on the email, your name and address. And that way I will match yours to the one that are getting the extra seed. So that'll help me a lot. And if by chance you have a star on it and you haven't subscribed, I'll try to track down your comment in the comments section if your username happens to match, and just ask you, about the discrepancy. So yeah, please make sure you have it postmarked by March 17th. And we'll get the seeds to you. All right, let's go through this heirloom seed collection. And this is just going to be kind of showing you what comes in this collection this year. Since Baker Creek was generous enough to let us give one of these away again this year, we'll go ahead and look at everything that's in it. Now, first is this little sliding garden planter thing, so you can know when you should plant various types of crops if you are going to be growing in your garden. And it basically just shows different times, and you can set it based upon your region, I guess, and when things should be planted. So that will be in there. Then I think each one of these heirloom seed collections, they put together a little bit differently with varieties, but they try to make it a diverse grouping. So this is the one that's up for giveaway, but that doesn't mean this is what's in all of them. So this is a type of spinach called the Monstro de Viroflay. There's the Defi Squash. Now, maybe I'll link above. There's an excellent video on the Defi Squash that I have grown. I think this is an outstanding squash variety. I very much enjoyed it. For whatever reason, this heirloom seed collection has 2 packs of the Defi Squash. I don't know if that was a mistake or if, I don't know how many are supposed to be in the heirloom seed collection. So I'm not going to count them. Either way, there's 2 packs of the Defi Squash, so I'm not going to take one out. You'll get both of them, and you can maybe give one to a friend or something. The German pink tomato, I've also grown this, and I'm not sure if I actually put up the video that I made. I kind of did a taste test of it and everything, but I'm pretty sure I never posted that one. So maybe I will go ahead and post that if I can find the old footage of it, and we'll get that up so you can see what that's like. You know, another thing, and it's not going to be a requirement, but I just like to say it. If you win this pack, I would really appreciate it if you would either send pictures or maybe even a little video that I can put up, just so other people probably wonder, like, hey, how cool is it? This person won this giant pack. How much did it impact their garden? Did they grow them all out? Did they grow some of them out? Did they have success with them? What was it like having this? So, you know, just write me an email or send me a video or something, so I can just give a little feedback to the channel about how it was. And if you've won it in the past, feel free to still do that. Weigh in on how it was to win it. We'd love to know how it goes to grow that out. Purple top white globe turnip. The orange banana tomato. I've also grown this one before, and I think one year I had it in just kind of an update about a lot of different tomatoes. Now I ended up running into some blossom end rot problems with this tomato. Any of the Roma style, the ones that kind of become that long cylindrical tomato, are more susceptible to blossom end rot. But one way to avoid that is make sure you have very consistent watering. And, you know, a lot of people talk about how it is a lack of calcium in the soil. Generally, it's not that your soil itself doesn't have calcium in it, but the plant's not absorbing the calcium very well. So yes, you can try adding calcium to your soil if you actually think that's the problem, but more likely it is a watering problem that is causing your blossom end rot. But again, watch out for it when you grow this one, because it'll be more susceptible to it. The Orangello watermelon. I've always thought this was cool, but I am historically bad at growing watermelons. And so I've planted this, but I have never successfully harvested an Orangello watermelon. If you do, or if you have independently of this giveaway, feel free to comment below and tell me about your experience with it, and maybe some things that I'm doing wrong. You can see Labor Day one year, I put up a video of trying what turned out to be underripe watermelon. And I don't know, watermelon's one of those things I just don't grow very well. And I think, again, it could be watering issues, or the other thing I run into is I allow animals, I think, to get into my watermelons. Tiger melon. I have successfully grown the tiger melon. It smells wonderful. It tastes pretty good. I would say it smells better than it tastes. The one thing I did have was actually a slug and pill bug problem with these. After a while, they'd start to get in them. Part of that is just you might have to pull them before they're perfectly ripe to avoid that, or enclose them in some way to keep the things from getting on them. But this is a pretty neat variety. They look very unique in the garden, and I enjoyed growing it. Qatari beans. I've grown these as well. Beans, I run into a lot of times, actually cucumber beetles give me a problem with beans, and the Qatari bean was no different. And watering can also be an issue with beans. But the Qatari bean is a good bean. I've grown it before. I recommend the Qatari bean. Chiaga beets. Now these ones are beets that I also have grown before, and they taste very good. I do admit, and it seems as I'm going through, maybe I'm not that great of a gardener, because I have trouble with beets too. And the thing that I would say about beets that I often run into is maybe that it gets too warm too quickly for them, and I have a hard time getting a good root ball out of them. I end up having them go just on the tops, and the tops are edible, and so that's okay. But obviously when you grow beets, you're often looking for the beet root, and I don't always get a lot of that. This is a really neat looking beetroot, though. It kind of has that candy cane bullseye pattern, so I do recommend it as a fun thing to grow. I've never done the purple of Sicily cauliflower, but that's pretty unique looking, so cool. And I guess the other thing is, since you're going for a purple color, you probably don't have to worry like you do normally with cauliflower. Normally with cauliflower, if you want the full white flower, you've got to actually like pin those leaves up to keep the sun from basically causing chlorophyll to go into them. And that's the way you keep them nice and white. I'm assuming you don't have to do that with these purple ones. So that's cool. This is a cabbage that looks a lot like a kale. So it says it's a leaf cabbage, so I guess it's not a heading cabbage. So I would guess, they're both Brassica family. I'm guessing that the cabbage would be a lot like a kale. A country gentleman corn. This almost is a whitish colored corn. I have not grown it before. I will say this packet feels like it has a lot of corn kernels in it. So that's pretty cool. It says it's got at least, I don't know if that says 25 or 75. It looks like 75, I think. So I don't know if it has that many, but it certainly has quite a lot. So you should have fun growing this corn. Its description here is sweet, delicious, and milky, tender white kernels. One of the best heirloom corns. So I'd be excited about that. If I were getting this pack, the Pusa Rudira, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but it is a carrot from India with pink and orange zoning inside. And actually at this point, since I've gone through actually quite a lot of that, I'm going to announce the first variety that is being offered to everyone in this free seed giveaway. Everyone will be getting an Amana orange tomato. The Amana orange, I've given away the Kellogg's Breakfast before, which I think is a very good tomato. In my experience, the Amana orange is maybe even a little bit better than the Kellogg's Breakfast, and it, to me, is more prolific than the Kellogg's Breakfast. You may remember in my video about the Kellogg's Breakfast tomato, I only ended up getting one Kellogg's Breakfast tomato on my plant. Granted, I was keeping it to a single stem method, which reduced how many I would have gotten, but I would have still hoped to get maybe more. The Amana orange, you can really get quite a lot out of, in my experience, and it is still a really delicious tomato. I would say one of the best varieties. It's going to be a beefsteak tomato size tomato, and great for slicing, great for just raw eating. Tomato, and it's obviously an orange tomato. So I recommend that Amana orange tomato, and I am including it in the giveaway. All U.S. subscribers that send in your self-addressed stamped envelope will be getting the Amana orange tomato. So let's keep going through this a little bit. This is the Market More 76 cucumber. This is kind of a classic home garden cucumber, and this says a real standard for slicing cukes. Dark green fruit, great slicer, good yields, excellent flavor. I've grown it before. It is a good tomato, or it's not tomato. It is a good cucumber, and I do recommend it, so that'll be cool. This is the Aswad Eggplant. That is kind of a weird shape there. It kind of has almost like a gumdrop shape, and as you can tell, that is bigger than that dog's head. So that's fun, although that might be a puppy, but still. This is actually an Iraqi variety with satiny dark purple fruit to 3 pounds, shaped like squat teardrops. Sweet and tender. So there you go. That is an eggplant. Here is the French breakfast radish. These are a really good radish. I grow them most commonly of radishes that I grow. They taste good. They're generally mild. They don't burn you too much, but they do have a little kick to them. And they're pretty good. This is the Jimmy Nardello pepper. I would say this is one of the most popular non-hot peppers among YouTube gardeners. I know there are a lot of YouTube channels that really swear by the Jimmy Nardello, and I have given away Jimmy Nardello seeds that we got from Baker Creek. Actually, I think the first year that we did a seed giveaway, we gave away Jimmy Nardellos, and that is what that is. So enjoy the Jimmy Nardello. This is a red Welsh onion. This looks like it's probably not a bulbing onion. Super hardy bunching onion that originated in northern China, despite its name. Oh, the Welsh part, okay. Super hardy bunching onion grown for thick green stems and hollow leaves. Sharp onion flavor popular in Asian and Welsh cuisine. I see, I guess they use it in Welsh cuisine, is why it's called red Welsh. So yeah, it's a bunching onion. It has kind of a red bottom on it. Apparently a pretty good strong flavor. Great if you're making Asian dishes or Welsh dishes. I don't actually, off the top of my head, know what a Welsh dish particularly tastes like or what an iconic Welsh dish would be. No, it doesn't come to me, but that is that onion. Next up, we have the Georgia Southern Collard. Now, I have grown the Georgia Southern. It is a pretty standard collard variety. If you are used to eating collard greens, particularly, hey, my viewers in the South, you know what that's all about. I've grown it. I'm not really in the Southern culture in Kansas City so much, but it's still a great thing. I've actually made a salad out of collard greens that I think I've got a link to. I think it's called a summer something salad. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I will either link the video above or definitely in the description below so that you can check it out. It was very delicious, but you can use kale, collards, everything kind of interchangeably in that sort of way. And then collards cook up very well as well. So Georgia Southern, it's a good collard. I'm actually growing it this year already. I've started seed for it, and maybe I'll have a video very soon about some of the seeds that I started this year too. But this is the Georgia Southern collard. Next up, the Parris Island Cos lettuce. It's from the eastern seaboard, and tender crisp leaves with delicate white hearts and perfectly folded centers, disease tolerant and bolt resistant. Now, just looking at these, it looks like they'd be pretty hardy. They'd hold up well. So if you wanted to have like a lettuce wrap for something, maybe fill it with some sort of a chicken or something like that, I'm guessing this would fill up very well and be a good lettuce for that. So this is the Parris Island Cos lettuce. Blue curled Scotch Kale. I've definitely grown this before in my garden. It's an outstanding kale variety. I also have used it, I believe, in that actually same salad that I used the collard in. I used some of this kale. It is a delicious kale. I enjoy it much, and it's great. Craig's Grande Jalapeno. This is actually the standard jalapeno that I tend to grow in my garden as well, if I'm not using like the purple jalapeno or something more unique like that. I got this the first year I ordered from Baker Creek. I ordered some of these seeds, and I've just been saving seeds since. It is a good jalapeno. Given the name Grande, you'd think it was huge. The variety I'm growing these days is not very huge. I don't remember it being huge even when I was starting originally from seed. I don't think I've just accidentally selected for smaller ones. I think it's still just kind of your standard jalapeno size. It's not like a massive jalapeno, but let's see what it says. An improved jalapeno developed at Redwood City Seeds, a big fat jalapeno that's perfect for making lots of salsa, thick, flavorful fat flesh. Well, that I would say it does have thick flesh on the jalapeno, so maybe that's why it's called Grande, because it's more of a thicker jalapeno than a long, big one in that way. So there you go. Lime basil. This is actually a variety. I'm curious if anyone has grown it. Let me know. Does it actually have a good lime flavor to this lime basil? I've never grown the lime basil, so that is very cool. And it says it's lime flavored basil from Thailand, popular variety for fresh market. So I could think of tons of places that you would use this lime flavored basil. It sounds like a great option. The Mammoth gray striped sunflower. Now this is a huge sunflower. You can obviously see the ratio with that girl's head. This is a variety that I have not grown. I have grown more garden variety. Mammoth sunflower. I'm not sure if there's more detail to it, but I think I didn't get it from Baker Creek. I maybe got those seeds just even from the dollar store maybe, and have grown a big sunflower from that. But this looks bigger than that and more interesting in its design than that. This is really kind of cool. It says it plants can go more than 10 feet and is a stately garden plant. So I think you'll enjoy that. And let me jump in here again with another one of the seeds that we are giving away, since we're getting kind of low on the other. We're giving away the Cubane Pepper. So the Cubane Pepper is considered a sweet pepper, but its heat can range from mild to kind of a moderate heat. It grows 4 to 6 inches long, 2 inches wide, and is kind of a banana shape. The skin's often glossy. The pepper's quite firm. They are also nicknamed an Italian frying pepper because they are well known for frying with a little bit of oil, often olive oil, in a pan. And you can use the Cubane in tons of things, whether you're actually making like a sauce, a salsa, something like that, or using it in a salad or casseroles or anything. It just is a pretty good all-purpose pepper. So I thought that would be a good one for us to grow on this channel, just because I think it really is good for a wide variety of people, and different pepper preferences can all kind of like it. So let's go ahead and do the remainder of these. There's the American purple top rutabaga. So I actually have these seeds myself. I've tried growing it before, and I've actually even grown it before, but I don't think I ended up using it because I simply don't know what to do with it. I think, well, I do know. You can include it with any of your root vegetables in kind of like a baked dish, like, you know, your carrots, your parsnips, anything like that. Your potatoes, obviously. You can roast them all together. But I just haven't used a rutabaga. I never grew up using a rutabaga. I don't know much about a rutabaga. But for those of you that do, or those that are more culinary perhaps than I, this is a rutabaga for you to try. And the Oregon Sugar Pod 2 peas. These are a good sugar pod pea. Superbly tender and delicious, it says. High yielding bush plants stay compact. I've actually grown these before as well, and they're very good. So let me just say this about this whole variety here, and I'll get this neatly packed back up for whoever ends up winning it. But this really is a great variety. It actually has a lot of the favorites I've grown over the years, and then a number of the things that I've kind of thought I'd like to try sometime. So I think whoever wins this is going to be very satisfied with this set of seeds. And if you were to have a garden that had all of these growing in it, you'd have a lot of work ahead of you, because that's a lot of stuff to be growing. And I think you'll have great fun enjoying these plants. So good luck to all of you. Obviously, only one can win this variety, but everyone can get the seed giveaway that we're giving. There is one last type that I'm giving away, and it's called the red cherry hot pepper. And this is just basically, it looks kind of like a cherry, and it is a hot pepper. It is a little bit on the sweet side, and it is very good tasting. It's not going to be any of your super hots. I'd say you're talking maybe similar to a jalapeno in heat, and it just is a pretty good introductory kind of warmer pepper that I think is pretty versatile. You can use it in salads, you can use it in pizzas. Again, I think it's got a good usefulness for perhaps a large number of people. So that wraps up the seeds that we are giving out, and that includes, and I'll just go ahead and list them all right here together. That includes the Amana orange tomato, the red cherry hot pepper, the Cubane pepper, and if you are a subscriber to the email, you'll also get the Abe Lincoln tomato. And let me just make another little offer out there for you. It's not a guarantee. It's possible that I won't be able to help you out, or that there's not enough time to do so. But if there's one of these varieties that you already have or you just don't want, and then there's something else you want, like maybe you'd prefer to have herbs than hot peppers, then just include a little note and ask if I have any herbs to give away. I've got a lot of seeds at this point, so I might be able to do a substitution or something. To the degree you ask for something specific, I probably won't give it to you. But if it's kind of a broad category, like I'd like to try a carrot seed or something like that, then I probably can help you out. So that's just an option if for some reason the 4 varieties that we've talked about are not something that work out for you. I will try my best to do something different. And I'll just add the disclaimer, if by some chance this is wildly popular, I reserve the right to substitute if I run out of any of these things. Obviously, since we're keeping the Abe Lincoln ones just to people who are email subscribers, don't ask for that if you aren't willing to subscribe to the email. But other than that, feel free to, if you write me a note, the worst that can happen, I'll just give you what you were going to get anyway. So it doesn't hurt anything. And again, anyone that wants to send in seeds to me, I appreciate it. Not required. So I think that's pretty much a wrap up of what we have to talk about today. So do send those in. Make sure they're postmarked by St. Patty's Day, which, by the way, I just noticed that this Clyde's Garden Planner actually has the shamrock on it, right? The 4-leaf clover. So, hey, how fitting that we're doing a giveaway for St. Patty's Day. And on St. Patty's Day, we are going to do the video on who gets the heirloom seed collection from Baker Creek. So make sure you comment below, like this video, share the video. We aren't doing anything. I know in the past we had kind of these weird contests where we were trying to get people to do a certain amount of watch time and all that. None of that this year, but obviously would appreciate it if you've got a favorite video. Tell people about it, share it on the social media, help people know about the channel as we go into gardening season. And we'll have a consistent production schedule, a lot to be excited about moving forward. We're going to be starting out with a video on gardening cheaply, and we'll probably talk more about different types of raised beds and growing setups and the seeds that we've already got started for the year, and a lot right here, right off the bat. And then we'll just keep going into the year. So thank you for joining me. Enjoy the seed giveaway, and welcome to the 2020 gardening season.